Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be diving into Valheim because this game is being very hyped up right now. So I will go over some of the basic concepts of the game and then let you know my opinion on if it is worth the hype and if you should think about buying it or not. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, what is Valheim? What's all the hype about? What is the general gist of the game? And then I'll show you just a few intro mechanics of it and let you know if I think it's a buy or not and how I would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So, okay, what is the game? It's going to be kind of think about it of a blend like between a baby version of Skyrim and Minecraft. So Skyrim in terms of you've got a character here, you level up based on what you're using in the game. So if you're running around and jumping a lot, you level up jumping and running. If you're using a sword, you level up swords. If you're using an axe like I am right here, you will level up your axe when you hit things. You can level up wood cutting, archery, all sorts of things. So in that regard, it has kind of a Skyrim feel in terms of you level up what you do and you run around and you get encounters, or you get in encounters and you take down bosses and that type of stuff. Then it also has sort of a Minecraft feel in terms of running around and trying to farm resources. You're farming for tin and copper and wood, and you need to harvest food and pick berries so that you can eat and sustain yourself, and then you build things. You can see here that this is the first settlement that we are building on this server as we kind of learn how to build things, and you just kind of slowly grow your building capabilities in the game, how many resources you have, and you progress to better resources. You can see here there is a daytime cycle. It just transitioned from day to night as I am talking, and then they do have a sleeping mechanic like lots of these games do, where as long as you've got a little lodge set up, a little home, you can go ahead and jump into bed and sleep, and it will reset it to the next day. So I will show you here right now how that kind of works. I can jump here into my bed, you sleep, and it's gonna bring up this screen right here, and you can reset the day, kind of sleep overnight, and it will wake you up right at the crack of dawn when it is still kind of dark outside and just transitioning to the daytime. So boom, now we are rested and good to go. Then up at the top right, you can see the rested buff, the resting, which is currently what I'm doing. The comfort level beneath that, 8, you can up that comfort level based on the amenities that you have in the room that you are currently in. It goes by fire and furniture and banners and decorations and different things that you have in the room in terms of amenities that you are enjoying at the moment that will help you get more comfort, and thus your rested buff that you see there of 15 minutes. When I get outside of my home, that rested buff starts to count down, and the more amenities I have in my home, the longer that will last. But yeah, that's kind of the most basic way I can break down what the game is. There is a progression in the game. You're going to progress from boss to boss and fight more difficult enemies as you go along the game trying to beat it. Now, I think you can probably get about 75 to 100 hours of gameplay on your first playthrough when everything's new and you're learning. It's looking like you're going to fall somewhere in that range by the time you learn everything and acquire what you need to acquire and play through and beat all of the bosses and fully experience the game. I'm going to guess somewhere around 75 to 100 hours it takes you to really do all of that. And what is this exploding over here? What is going on over here? Oh, okay, you're gonna get to see a fight. What were you attacking my stuff here? Oh, okay, I have a workbench out here so that I could build out here. And the grayling was going after my workbench. Come on, what are you doing here? Get out of here. So yeah, you're gonna get in encounters. You're going to see things that are attacking your base, and you're gonna have to go ahead and take them down and defend your territory. And then as you branch out, you also get into encounters where you can you know, kill them, and then you get resources. You can loot them based off of what they have and the enemy that you're fighting. You can see there it said that I can eat another bite. So that's gonna lead me into something that I think this game did an amazing job on, and that is the food mechanic. That's a very tough thing for game developers to get right. You want it to be realistic, but you don't want it to detract from the enjoyment of the game. You don't want it to be tedious and silly. You want it to be a mechanic that feels immersive but doesn't ruin the game, and this game hit an absolute home run with the food mechanic. So I'll explain it now real quick. You can see on the bottom left, I've got that blinking meat bone, and then you can see there are 2 empty boxes above it. That means that I have 2 more food slots of things that I can eat. You cannot eat the same thing 3 times, they make you have some diversity in your diet, which I love. I think it's great. You see games like Minecraft, you can just eat bread for years on end, and that can sustain you just fine. But in this game, it's most optimal to have 3 different sources of food, and you can stack your stamina and your health higher that way, and then different foods will provide different benefits. Some foods give you more stamina, higher max stamina. Some foods give you more hit point regen. Some foods give you a higher base health. So you can really tailor your diet and what you want those 3 slots to be based on what you're going to be doing in the game. So you will see up at the top left that at number 7, I've got the cooked meat, and at number 8, I've got some raspberries. So the blinking thing on the bottom left, the meat there, when I hit 7 to eat, boom, now it quits blinking, and then my maximums have raised. Now, if I hit number 8 to eat the raspberry, boom, it fills up that second box, and now I get even a higher maximum on my health bar. Now, if I go into my inventory and I eat this honey, you can see here it tells you what it does, the weight, the health, the stamina, the duration, how much HP per tick you get. A tick, I believe, is 10 seconds. So it's going to regenerate 5 HP every 10 seconds, basically, when it ticks. And honey is known for having very good healing and regeneration for your HP. So when I heal that, or so when I eat that, sorry, as my 3rd source, now you can see my hunger bar has filled up and my health is starting to regenerate based off of the stacking effects of the healing ticks that are happening every 10 seconds. And now I've got my 3 food groups satisfied, and I can be functioning at a much higher potential than if I did not eat 3 different things. Now, the cool thing is, if you're just running around building things, or if you're at home smelting ore, you're not out adventuring, you don't have to eat. You don't have to do anything to sustain yourself. You just won't have as much maximum stamina or maximum health. But it's not like a tedious thing where, oh, I have to go eat and I'm just running around building stuff here at home. I'm not even out adventuring. So it does a good job. It's a great blend of feeling immersive and making you have different things in the game. You can't just get a bunch of bread and be good. You really need a diversified diet based on what you want to tackle in game and what effects you want to stack on your character. But if you're just messing around at home, your character isn't going to starve to death. But anyway, before I keep going down too many rabbit holes, I could go on for an hour or 2 explaining a bunch of different things about this game. And maybe I will at some point do a beginner's guide or something for those of you that really want to dive in and play the game. I'll show you how to be efficient your first maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour when you're starting out. But I want to dive into what I would rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10 and if I think it is worth the price or not. So, okay, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, I would rate the game a 10 out of 10 in terms of should you buy it or not. And I don't do that lightly. I don't want to be the type of person that's just always 10 out of 10, everything's hype, go, 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 amazing, amazing, amazing. So I do try to, if anything, judge things towards the harsh, realistic side of things. But, I mean, the fair rating for this is a 10 out of 10. And it's a few different reasons. So this is an example of the developers getting it right. The price point for this game, I think a fair price would be $20 to $25, and the price currently is $20. So that is great. And what that does is you can see here, I got a bunch of fog rolling in, and then you can see the smoke coming out of the ventilation system on the roof. Lots of cool things I could go over that are just kind of happening live here. But yeah, the fair rating for this is a 10 out of 10 based on the price you're paying versus the immersion you are getting and the product that you are receiving for that price. And that is why the community for this game has kind of been blowing up. I know about a week ago, the game hit 1 million players, and then within 5 or 6 days, it hit 2 million players and doubled within 5 or 6 days. That means that the game developer has hit the right point in terms of charging the right price for the game and also having a good enough product to justify that price and grow the community. So that means in terms of cash or trash, this game would definitely be cash, and it is something that you should think about, or at least take a deep dive looking into and considering buying. Now, if you are going to play it, admittedly, the game, I think, is a lot more fun if you've got at least one other person to play it with. Now, you will enjoy the game solo, in my opinion. Like I would have enjoyed playing the game solo and progressing, but admittedly, I did I do think I had a lot more fun having a friend to play with, because they can be building things while I'm out gathering resources. We can work together on projects. We can progress in the game, throw ideas back and forth, like, why is this happening? What do you think about this? And you have someone to learn the game with and work on things with, which just my personality, I enjoyed it a lot. And I know my friend and I have had a blast playing together and learning the game. So I do recommend at least attempting to maybe try to play with other people, but you will enjoy the game solo. And if you need help finding people to play with, there's all sorts of communities on Reddit. And then also down below in a pinned comment, I will link to my Discord server where we've got over 6,000 people on the server, and I will create a Valheim section. Now, admittedly, most of my server is dedicated to my main game right now, which is Raid Shadow Legends, but I do see myself playing this game for a while, and I will definitely be active and trying to chat as much as I can in the Valheim section of my server. So yeah, that's most of what I wanted to talk about in this video. I didn't want to go down too many rabbit holes and make this video 1 or 2 hours long, showing you everything that I would want to show you in terms of getting a basic starting point in the game. As wow, this fog is really crazy. This is not smoke. This is kind of a fog rolling in over the meadows where I live here. So this will pass and it'll be normal weather here probably the next day or so. But yeah, it's very immersive. It's very fun, and I can't imagine, the game is still so new that I can't imagine what it's going to be like 6 months or a year from now when they really start to add lots of things, get some patches out there, and hopefully spend some of the budget that they've made from the early success here on really making the game a lot better and taking strides. So it's kind of an opportunity to get in on a game like imagine getting in on Minecraft 10 years ago when it was really new, early access, had just hit the scene. That's kind of what this is. Now, admittedly, I don't think this game's gonna be as big as Minecraft or Roblox or something, but I think it could be like slightly bigger than Terraria. I think it could develop a really good community, and I think it will have some staying power and have a good run here the next few years where the game is pretty successful. So that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. It is a 10 out of 10. I would definitely consider buying it. It gets a huge recommendation from me. I've had a lot of fun playing it so far. So as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.